Good morning. Welcome to our terrific Tuesday. Today is all about the artist's way and mirror work day two. So it's going to be a day which is wonderful, packed with a lot of love. I hope everyone who hadn't begun the mirror work day one day before started it yesterday. And I really hope that's there. And I hope the groups are holding on to each other and starting up and just adding on value to each other. So thank you for that. Those who haven't started yet, abhi bhi der nahi hui hai. Please start today. Do not keep stalling it because nahi to you'll miss the bus. Don't do that. Falling in love with ourselves is one of the most imperative things. So just start loving with this book called Mirror Work. So let's start with the Pixie programming. Sanjay sir, let's have the music and let's dream about our goals and run towards them, knowing that each one of us is a winner and we are going towards our dream journey. This could include all of your goals. Yes. Each one is a winner, and all the dreams are coming true. Left leg in the front, right in the back, and let's run. Yes. We are a winner. I am a winner. Start saying that out loud. All right. Sanjay sir, let's have the first book for the day, Mirror Work, day two. So yes, meanwhile, you can use chat box and let me know how was your day one. Did you get any emotional thing? Of course, a lot of you mentioned yesterday. And I really hope that you all have done it because this is a very important book. So just start if you haven't started. And it barely takes 5 minutes, like at one time, barely. So what's the delay? And thank you, Amit, for doing it again yesterday. Very important to do this book. All right. Today, thank you, Smith. I really wanted you to read, so thank you for taking the offer and for reading all of us again, reading for all of us. So today is about day two, making your mirror your friend. Today, you begin to practice basic mirror exercises, learning to look closely at yourself and beyond your old beliefs. So let's start our journey. Asmeet, you can start. Yes, please. It is only.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Making your mirror your friend. Today you begin to practice basic mirror work exercises, learning to look closely at yourself and beyond your old beliefs. It is only the second day of mirror work, and you are just beginning to learn to love and adore yourself. Hang in there. Each day that you practice this new way of thinking about yourself and about life will help erase the old negative messages you have been carrying for so long. Soon you will be smiling more and finding it easier to look into the mirror. Soon the affirmations will start to feel true. Now I would like you to take out a pocket mirror or go to your bathroom mirror. Just relax and breathe. Look at yourself in the mirror. Then, using your name, say, Asmeet, I love you. I really, really love you.
Do you all want to do this exercise now with your selfie cameras or looking at yourself in the Zoom cameras, or you want to do it later? I'm okay with whatever you want to do. The fact is, we have to look into eyes and say, I love you with your name there. Let's read again. Please read.
Let's say it again 2 more times. I love you. I really, really love you. I love you. I really, really love you. How does that feel? You can be honest and say that it feels strange or stupid because it does. Because it does feel strange and stupid at first. Or maybe you find it hard to do. It's okay to feel this way. Loving yourself unconditionally is something you haven't done before. Let yourself feel these feelings. Whatever you are feeling, it's a beginning, a very good place to start. I know that telling yourself, I love you, is difficult for many of you. I also know that you can do it, and I'm very proud of you for hanging in. Mirror work will get easier, I promise. Still, if you find it too hard to say, I love you, you can start with something a little easier. Maybe try, I am willing to learn to like you. I'm listening to love you.
I'm learning to love you.
Okay, sorry. I'm
That's
learning
fine.
to love you. When you look in your mirror, I'd like you to imagine that you are talking to a child in a kindergarten. Picture yourself as that young kindergartner. Now, using your name, tell this inner child, I love you. I really, really love you. The more you practice your mirror work, the easier it will get. But remember that it is going to take time. That's why I'd like you to get into the habit of doing your mirror work frequently. Do it when you first get up in the morning. Carry a pocket mirror wherever you go, so you can take it out often and say a loving affirmation to yourself. Let's affirm: I'm beautiful. I'm amazing. I'm easy to love.
So, very important to this book. Why? You read the word inner child. If you really want to inch towards spirituality, you've got to find this inner child. It is there in all of us. And this child has been suffering. Whether you are a very happy soul, whether you're a very accomplished soul, whether you've done everything in your life which is magical, yet this inner child is suffering. It's got some blockages. When you start to say, I love you, to yourself with your name, and you try and say that to your little child. So the best thing about your little inner child is think that the child lives here in your heart, and just say to this inner child, I love you. I love you, little Ritu. I love you, little Neha. I love you, little Asmeet. Whatever you want to say to yourself. Like, I have named my inner child Prach, and that's what it is. So it's very easy for me to identify. So, whatever you want, please name your inner child and just say, I love you. Very important to understand that we are people in progress. So, if you want your dreams to come true, it has to be a holistic approach. It just can't be one way. Okay, I've trained my subconscious mind. Now I know how to dream, how to manifest, and calm ho gaya. No, that's not how it works. You've got to go deeper and deeper. And going inwards in your own self is the first key to finding peace. So even if you're not meeting your higher self, it's still okay. But you know that you're being guided, even that's great. But your inner child is something that's a part of you. So again, get this very clear. It's very important to do it. Asmita, I'll take it from here. So your day two mirror exercise. Again, stand in front of your bathroom mirror, look into your eyes, use your name, and say this affirmation. Dash, I love you. I really, really love you. Must use your name. Take a few moments now to say it 2 or 3 more times. I really, really love you. And your name. Keep mentioning and repeating this affirmation over and over and over again. Louis Hay wants us to be able to say it at least 100 times a day. Yes, that's right. 100 times a day. I know that seems like a lot, but honestly, 100 times is easy once you get into the swing of it. So again, if it's 100 times, it's not more than 5 or 7 minutes a day. So you've done the 100 steps with Rhonda Byrne, the magical steps. Even this doesn't take time. It's very quick, fast. So please do it. And of course, you don't have to carry your pocket mirrors because now we have selfie mobile cameras. Just look into yourself and just say it whenever, however. You can say it out loud, do it. You can't say it out loud, just do it in your mind, but must do it. Just must do it. 6 point. So each time you pass a mirror or see a reflection, just repeat this affirmation. Your name, I love you. I really, really love you. Get this very, very, very clear. When you find it difficult to tell someone, to tell yourself, I love you, it is most likely because you are judging yourself, repeating those old negative messages. And that's what is happening again and again and again. Don't add to your discomfort by judging yourself by making judgments again now. Don't have to do that. Let the past be. Now start afresh. Just relax and commit to saying the affirmations. Remember, you are committing to an affirmation that's true. The truth is, we do love ourselves and we are not judging ourselves. You hear people saying, oh, I've become too old. Oh, my hair have become too gray. Oh, I have got a beer belly. Oh, I've got a blemish. Oh, I've got this. That is judging yourself. So now the minute you start loving yourselves, you'll stop saying anything because you're like, I'm comfortable in my skin. It's fine. And then people will say, you're fat, you're thin, you're dark, you're tall, it'll not work on you because you just know that it's fine. It's a good idea to take a tissue at hand when you're doing mirror work because this work can be very evocative. It can really evoke emotions. So somebody may have a lot of emotions and that may come out. So yes, you say it's good to have a handkerchief or a tissue paper. Often it brings up emotions from the deep. The fact is, we may have been very unkind to ourselves. So when we start to love ourselves again, we become aware of the unloving attitudes we've been carrying for a long, long time. And that causes a certain amount of grief. But the grief is being released. So let yourself feel what you feel and accept those feelings. Don't judge them. Mirror work is all about self love and self acceptance. That's what it is all about. I've encouraged you to practice mirror work first thing in the morning. Sometimes that's the hardest time of the day to do it because we feel that we don't look our best in the morning. But that is just a judgment. And what we are doing in mirror work is looking into the mirror without judgment. So we can see who we really are. So, how many of you this morning looked into the mirror and said, I love you with your name while you were brushing your teeth? How many of you did that? Because now, whatever your hair are, however you look, you're supposed to accept yourself. Very nice. Excellent. Great, great. Okay, great. So, everyone, please do it. People who haven't begun the journey, do it because believe me, this book is a therapy in itself. So, thank you so much for these many. I wish there were more I dids in me. Yeses, but I'm sure everyone will get on this journey really fast. Now, the power is within us. What do you do about journaling? It's very simple. Life is very simple. What we give out, we get back. In your journal, write down your response to the following questions. What do you want that you're not getting? आपकी लाइफ में क्या है जो आपको नहीं मिला जो आपको चाहिए, right? Number 2, when you're growing up, what were the rules that about deserving? Did you always have to earn in order to deserve? Were things taken from you when you did something wrong? Please write this point down very clearly. अगर आपके childhood में ऐसा हुआ है, so please write down very clearly. You'll only get to eat this food if you've done this. You'll only get to buy this thing if you've done this. Were there rules and regulations about getting when you were growing up? Number 3, do you feel that you deserve to live, to have joy? If not, why not? And it's surprising, a lot of people do feel. I'm sure by now 39 days are done of our journey, morning journey. So I don't think aisa koi bhi hai who doesn't think they deserve to live. They've given themselves a chance, so they're here. As you answer these questions, notice the emotional journey that you're going through, or the roller coaster. Please write crisply. You don't have to write long paragraphs, just write basics. Write them down in your journal. Our heart thought for day 2 is I am deserving. Sometimes we refuse to put any effort into creating a good life for ourselves because we believe that we don't deserve it. The belief that we don't deserve it may come from our early childhood experiences. We might be buying into someone else's concepts or opinions that has nothing to do with us, with us or with our own reality. Deserving has nothing to do with being good. It is our unwillingness to receive the good in life that gets in the way. Allow yourself to accept the good, whether you think you deserve it or not. So, very, very important to get this fact very clear that all of us are deserving, and so it is. Sanju sir, let's move on to our week one. I will do the meditation in the last, so we will be able to do it very well. And Neha says, I'm realizing last time mirror work has brought truly lots of changes in me and looking forward to more. How lovely, Neha. If we can't remember about deserving, then is it okay to write about younger one belief? Uh, yeah, sure. That's what the journey is. Deserving तो याद रहेगा निशा आप लोग कैसे नहीं याद रहेगा अभी तो डिजर्व कर रहे हैं कि नहीं that is this question is for right now. Do you deserve it like now? So it's not about memory actually in the past at all. So just read the question. It says, do you feel that you deserve to live like now? Not about past tense. So I hope there's no confusion. Yes, so welcome to this most magical journey for 12 weeks beginning today. Week one. This week initiates your creative recovery. You may feel both giddy and defiant, hopeful and skeptical. The readings, tasks, and exercises aim at allowing you to establish a sense of safety, which will enable you to explore your creativity with less fear, recovering a sense of safety. So, how wonderful! Let's read about the shadow artist. Asmeet, over to you.
Recovering a sense of safety. Shadow artists. One of our chief needs as creative beings is support. Unfortunately, this can be hard to come by. Ideally, we would be matured and encouraged first.
Ideally, we would be nurtured and encouraged.
Okay. Ideally, we would be nurtured and encouraged by first. Just a second, please. Sorry. Ideally, we would be nurtured and encouraged first by our nuclear family and then ever widening circles of friends, teachers, well wishers. As young artists, we need and want to be acknowledged for our attempts and efforts, as well as for our achievements and triumphs. Unfortunately, many artists never receive this critical early encouragement. As a result, they may not know they are artists at all.
And who are these artists? You and me. All of us are artists. So we probably haven't got the encouragement from our friends, maybe our teachers, maybe our well wishers, maybe our parents for the efforts and attempts we've done as a child, or maybe for our achievements and triumphs. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. And even if we have, maybe sometimes we haven't. So let's understand what is it. Let's read further.
Parents seldom respond. Try it and see what happens. To artistic urges issuing from their offsprings. They offer cautionary advice where support might be more to the point. Timid young artists, adding parental fears to their own, often give up their sunny dreams of artistic careers, settling into the twilight world of could have beens and regrets. They're caught between the dream of action and fear of failure. Shadow artists are born.
So, what is happening? Our parents have probably not done what they really wanted. And they are always in a world of, I could have been this, oh, I did not do this, regrets and failures. And this is what, unfortunately, unknowingly, they are advising us. Oh, safe pe rehna, aise ho jayega, waise ho jayega. And we are now converting ourselves as babies, as kids. We're now converting ourselves into shadow artists because of the very fear of failure. So now that is what is happening. We're caught in that humdrum. एक तरफ ड्रीम्स हैं एक्शन ड्रीम्स हैं where you should have taken एक तरफ fear of failure है कल को ड्रीम को फॉलो किया और फेल हो गए तो क्या हुआ and that's when we become the shadow artists. Let's read further.
I'm thinking here of Edwin, a miserable millionaire trader whose joy in life comes from his art collection.
Sir, please change.
Strongly gifted in the visual arts, he was urged as a child to go into finance. His father bought him a seat on the stock exchange for his 21st birthday. He has been a trader ever since. Now, in his mid 30s, he is very rich and very poor. Money cannot buy him creative fulfillment. Surrounding himself with artists and artifacts, he's like the kid with his nose pressed to the candy store window. He would love to he would love to be more creative, that but believes that is the prerogative of others, nothing he can aspire to for himself. A generous man, he recently gifted an artist with a year's expenses so she could pursue her dreams. Raised to believe that the term artist could not apply to him, he cannot make that same gift for himself. Edwin's is not an isolated case. All too often, the artistic urges of the artist child are ignored and suppressed. Often, with the best intentions, parents try to foster a different, more sensible self for the child. Stop daydreaming is what is one
Admonition.
frequently heard admonition. You'll never amount to anything if you keep on with your head in the clouds is another. Baby
So
artists,
just one second. So, very important to understand this point that we are talking about our dreams. And we, as a child, may have been told by our elders, stop daydreaming, khayali pulao mat banao, kuch kaam karne se aage jayega. And the baby artists now, what is happening? We're talking about baby, right? So, artist is for all of us. All of us are artists, and right now we're talking about the baby version. Let's understand.
baby artists are urged to think and act like baby doctors or lawyers. A rare family faced with the myth of starving artist tells its children to go right ahead and try for a career in the arts. Instead, if encouraged at all, the children are urged into thinking of the arts as hobbies, creative fluff around the edges of real life. For many families, a career in the arts exists outside of the social and economic reality. Art won't pay the electric bill. As a result, if the child is encouraged to consider art and job in job terms at all, he or she must consider it sensibly. Erin, a gifted children's therapist, was in her mid 30s before she began experiencing a haunting dissatisfaction in her work. Unsure what direction to take, she began adapting a children's book for the screen. Midway through the adaptation, she suddenly had a telling dream about abandoning her own artist child. Prior to becoming a therapist, she had been a gifted art student. For 2 decades, she had suppressed her creative urges, pouring all of her creativity into helping others. Now, nearly 40, she found herself longing to help herself. Erin's story is all too common. Fledgling artists may be encouraged to be art teachers or to specialize in crafts with the handicapped. Young writers may be pushed towards lawyering, a talky, wordy profession, or into medical school because they are so smart. And so the child who is himself a born storyteller may be converted into a gifted therapist who gets his stories secondhand. Too intimidated to become artists themselves, very often too low in self worth to even recognize that they have an artistic dream, these people become shadow artists instead. Artists themselves, but ignorant of their true identity, shadow artists are to be found shadowing declared artists. Unable to recognize that they themselves may possess the creativity they so admire, they often date or marry people who actively pursue the art career they themselves secretly long for. When Jerry was still blocked as an artist, he began to date Lisa, a gifted but broke freelance artist. I'm your biggest fan, he often told her. What he did not immediately tell her was that he himself dreamed of being a filmmaker. He had, in fact, an entire library of film books and avidly devoured special interest magazines on filmmaking. but he was afraid to take steps to actualize his interest. Instead, he poured his time and attention into Lisa and Lisa's art career. Under his guidance, her career flourished. She became solvent and increasingly well known. Jerry remained blocked in his own behalf. When Lisa suggested he take a filmmaking course, he ran for a cover. Not everyone can be an artist, he told her and himself. Artists love other artists. Shadow artists are gravitating to their rightful tribe, but cannot yet claim their birthright. Very often, audacity, not talent, makes one person an artist and another a shadow artist, hiding in the shadows, afraid to step out and expose the dreams to the light, fearful that it will disintegrate to the touch.
Very important to understand that you may be helping others make their dreams come true, but in the process, you may have forgotten your own dreams. And this is a time to start going inwards that whatever dream you had at a younger age, where is the dream? Are you really still passionate or was it just a fleeting moment? Very important to understand where are you and me. C.J. Jung says, nothing has a stronger influence psychologically on their environment and especially on their children than the unlived life of the parent. So, a parent is invariably wanting his child to do what he hasn't done. And that is what he's creating as an influence. And that is the worst bit. आपके सपने आपके साथ ही हैं. Your children are not your dream blocks. And that's what happened. It's happening again and again and again, not only with India, across the world. Ben Shahn says, I believe that if it were left to artists to choose their own labels, most would choose none. So nobody is labeled. You're into what you are. Don't become a shadow artist. If you are a shadow artist, start going towards the rightful tribe. Start claiming your birthright. Start believing that, I am who I am and I can dream for the world and create the world that I want. Let's read another paragraph.
Shadow artists often choose shadow careers, those close to the desired art, even parallel to it, but not the art itself. Noting their venom, Francois Truffaut contended that critics were themselves block directors, as he had been when he was a critic. He may be right. Intended fiction writers often go into newspapering or advertising where they can use their gifts without taking the plunge into their dreamed of fiction writing career. Intended artists may become artist managers and derive a great deal of secondary pleasure from serving their dream even at one remove. Carolyn herself, a gifted photographer, made a successful but unhappy career as a photographer's rep. Jean, who yearned to write feature films, wrote mini movies in her 30-second commercial spots. Kelly, who wanted to be a writer but feared taking her creativity seriously, made a profitable career out of repping really creative people. Shadow artists, all these women needed to place themselves and their dreams straight center. They knew this but didn't dare. They had been raised to the role of shadow artist and would need to work consciously to dismantle it. It takes a great deal of ego strength to say to a well meaning but domineering parent or a just plain domineering one, wait a minute, I am too an artist. The dreaded response may come back. How do you know? And of course, the fledgling artist does not know. There is just this dream, this feeling, this urge, this desire. There is seldom any real proof, but the dream lives on. As a rule of thumb, shadow artists judge themselves harshly, beating themselves for years over the fact that they have not acted on their dreams. This cruelty only reinforces their status as shadow artists. Remember, it takes nurturing to make an artist. Shadow artists did not receive sufficient nurturing. They blame themselves for not acting fearlessly anyhow.
So a lot of you are here who will say, हमें तो ये करने का मन था, हमें तो allowed ही नहीं था. So what are you? You're a shadow artist. And who will nurture you? कोई बाहर से आएगा nurture करने के लिए? नहीं. You have to nurture yourself now. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming yourselves. Now is the time to act fearlessly, anyhow. So let's talk further about this. But let's understand one thing. Everyone believes in this, and Suzanne Jeffers says, we have been taught to believe that negative equals realistic and positive equals unrealistic. ये होता है कि नहीं? तुम ख्याली पुलाव पका रहे हो, ये सच में थोड़ी ना होता है, सपने में ही रहता है. This is not reality. Face the reality. The reality is harsh. We have been told this. We have not been told ki follow your dreams and you'll conquer the world. Who has been told this? Everyone believes in a proper degree education. Everyone believes in a proper way of businesses. And people haven't been given the wings to fly because that's how society is. And you can't blame your elders because that's how they've been conditioned. Baruch Spinoza says, do not weep, do not wax indignant. Understand. So there's no need to cry. There's no need to, show your anger. Just understand this is how life is. And I can create my life the way I want. Okay, let's continue reading.
In a twisted version of Darwinian determinism, we tell ourselves that real artists can survive the most hostile environments and yet find their true calling, like homing pigeons. That's hogwash. Many real artists bear children too early or have too many, are too poor or too far removed culturally or monetarily from artistic opportunity to become the artists they really are. These artists, shadow artists, through no fault of their own, hear the distant piping of the dream but are unable to make their way through the cultural maze to find it. For all shadow artists, life may be a discontented experience filled with a sense of missed purpose and unfulfilled promise. They want to write, they want to paint, they want to act, make music, dance, but they are afraid to take themselves seriously. In order to move from the realm of shadows into the light of creativity, shadow artists must learn to take themselves seriously. With gentle, deliberate effort, they must nurture their artist child. Creativity is play, but for shadow artists, learning to allow themselves to play is hard work.
So get down to working hard because now you're going to be creative, you're going to be playing. You're not going to be now any more shadow artists, you'll be emerging as artists because now there's no need for anyone to tell you, ये सही नहीं है, वो सही नहीं है, बस करिए. Learning to allow yourselves to play is hard work. So get down to hard work. Now, all of us have a child within. We talked about the inner child in day two also with mirror work. Now, the artist within ourselves is also a child. Now, let's protect this little artistic child within. And each one of us has this inner child who's an artist. To live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong, says Joseph Chilton Pierce. So, some of you will say, I really want to play the guitar, but I couldn't. So, yeah, I failed. And you'll not pick up the guitar again. Now is the time to pick up your guitar again. Somebody will say, I really want to do this, but I could not do it. So what? Now do it. When we are feeling depreciated, angry, or drained, it's a sign that other people are not open to your energy. Say Sanaya Roman. So get this very clear that no longer can anyone else take you from their energy. You are the person who's going to create your own energy. Let's talk about the next section.
Protecting the artist child within. Remember, your artist is a child. Find and protect that child. Learning to let yourself create is like learning to walk. The artist child must begin crawling. By crawling, baby steps will follow and there will be falls. Yeti first paintings, beginning films that look like unedited home movies, first poems that would shame a greeting card. Typically, the recovering shadow artist will use these early efforts to discourage continued exploration. Judging your early artistic efforts is artist abuse. This happens in any number of ways. Beginning work is measured against the masterworks of other artists. Beginning work is exposed to premature criticism, shown to overly critical friends. In short, the fledgling artist behaves with well practiced masochism. Masochism is an art form long ago mastered, perfected during the years of self reapproach. This habit is the self hating bludgeon
But
with which a shadow artist can beat himself right back into the shadows. In recovering from our creative blocks, it is necessary to go gently and slowly. What we are after here is the healing of old wounds, not the creation of new ones. No high jump, no high jumping, please. Mistakes are necessary. Stumbles are normal. These are baby steps. Progress, not perfection, is what we should be asking of ourselves. Too far, too fast, and we can do ourselves. Creative recovery is like marathon training. We want to we want to long 10 slow miles for every one fast mile. This can go against the ego's grain. We want to be great, immediately great, but that is not how recovery works. It is an awkward, tentative, even embarrassing process. There will be many times when we won't look good to ourselves or anyone else. We need to stop demanding that we do. It is impossible to get better and look good at the same time. Remember that in order to recover as an artist, you must be willing to be a bad artist. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. By being willing to be a bad artist, you have a chance to be an artist and perhaps over time a very good one. When I make this point in teaching, I am met by instant defensive hostility. But do you know how old I will be by the time I learn to really play the piano, act, paint, write a decent play? Yes, the same age you will be if you don't. So let's start.
so very important to understand that time is not a thing. I don't know how many of you remember a 96-year-old woman, Kerala, did her class sixth with 98%. She'd never done her education after class five, and she went down to start now. So yes, don't think that how old will I be when I start this? I'm already in this age and I can't do this. Remember, life is what you or I create out of it. So, what's the delay? Just let's start. George Tucker says, painting is an attempt to come to terms with life. There are as many solutions as there are human beings. So, isn't that wonderful? Which means that the solutions are not even worth counting. Like, there's so many that it's just that it's endless. So, that's how life is. Now, who is the enemy? Who's the enemy within yourselves? And that's your core negative beliefs. Let's talk about them.
Most of the time, when we are blocked in an area of our life, it is because we feel safer that way. We may not be happy, but at least we know that, but at least we know what we are unhappy. Much fear of our own creativity is the fear of the unknown. If I am fully creative, what will it mean? What will happen to me and to others? We have some pretty awful notions about what could happen. So rather than find out, we decide to stay blocked. This is seldom a conscious decision. It is more often an unconscious response to internalized negative beliefs. In this week, we will work at uncovering our negative beliefs and discarding them. Here is a list of commonly held negative beliefs. I can't be a successful, prolific, creative artist because everyone will hate me. I will hurt my friends and family. I will go crazy. I will abandon my friends and family. I can't spell. I don't have a good I don't have good enough ideas. It will upset my mother or father. I will have to be alone. I will find out I will find out I'm gay if straight. I will be struck straight if gay. I will do bad work and not know it and look like a fool. I will feel too angry. I will never have any real money. I will get self-destructive and drink, drug, or sex myself to death. I will get cancer, AIDS, or a heart attack or the plague. My lover will leave me. I will die. I will feel bad because I don't deserve to be successful. I will have only one good piece of work in me. It's too late. If I haven't become a fully functioning artist yet, I never will.
So you may have these beliefs or you may have your own negative beliefs. Identify your negative beliefs. And none of these negative beliefs are true because that's what you have created them. They're far from the truth. Let's take this further.
None of these core negatives need to be true. They come to us from our parents, our religion, our culture, and our fearful friends. Each one of these beliefs reflect notions we have about what it means to be an artist. Once we have cleared away the most sweeping cultural negatives, we may find we are still stubbornly left with core negatives we have acquired from our families, teachers, and friends. These are often more subtle, but equally undermining if not confronted. Our business here is confronting them. Negative beliefs are exactly that, beliefs, not facts. The world was never flat, although everyone believed it was. You are not dumb, crazy, egomaniacal, grandiose, or silly just because you falsely believe yourself to be. What you are is scared. Core negatives keep you scared. The bottom line is that core negatives, personal and cultural, always go for your jugular. They attack your they attack your sexuality, your lovability, your intelligence, whatever vulnerability they can latch onto. Some core negative beliefs and the positive alternatives are listed below. Artists are young, artists can be sober, artists are crazy, they can be sane, artists are broke, can be solvent, artists are irresponsible, can be solvent. The positive alternative is can be responsible. Artists are loner, they can be user friendly. Artists are promiscuous, they can be faithful. Artists are doomed, they can be saved. Artists are unhappy, they can be happy. Born, not made, they can be discovered and recovered.
Discovered and recovered is a line all of us should find about ourselves because all of us are artists and all of us need to discover ourselves. And we can definitely recover and make ourselves successful in whatever we had as a child. So remember, we all are people in progress and let's embrace that beautiful quality and let's start going with the positive stuff. So let's read further.
For example, in a female artist, the artists are promiscuous glitch may have in its place a personal negative. No man will ever love you if you are an artist. Artists are either celibate or gay. This negative, picked up from a mother or teacher and unarticulated by the young artist, can constitute grounds for a powerful block. Similarly, a young male artist may have the personal negative. Male artists are either gay or impotent. This notion, picked up from a teacher or from reading too much about Fitzgerald and Hemingway, may again create a block who wants to be sexually dysfunctional. A gay artist may have yet another spin or the ball on the ball. Only heterosexual art is really acceptable. So why make my art if I have to either disguise it or come out of the closet whether I want to or not? Stripped to their essence are multiple negative beliefs reveal a central negative belief. We must trade one good, beloved dream for another. Is it right?
Yes.
In other words, if being an artist seems too good to be true to you, you will devise a price tag for it that strikes you as unpayable. Hence, you remain blocked. Most blocked creatives carry unacknowledged either or reasoning that stands between them and their work. To become unblocked, we must recognize our either thinking. I can either be romantically happy or an artist. I can either be financially successful or an artist. It is possible, quite possible, to be both an artist and romantically fulfilled. It is quite possible to be an artist and financially successful. Your block doesn't want you to see that. Its whole plan of attack is to make you irrationally afraid of some dire outcome you're too embarrassed or even mention. You're too embarrassed to even mention. You know rationally that writing or painting shouldn't be put off because of your silly fear, but because it is a silly fear. You don't air it and the block stays intact. In this way, you're a bad speller successfully overrides all computer spelling programs. You know it's dumb to worry about spelling, so you don't mention it. And since you don't, it continues to block you from funding a solution. Spelling fear is a remarkably common block. In the next part of this week, we will excavate your unconscious beliefs by using some logic brain, artist brain learning tricks. These may strike you as hokey and unproductive. Again, that's resistance. If internalized negativity is the enemy within, what follows is some very effective weaponry. Try it before discarding it out of hand.
So very important for all of us to understand that whatever negative images we have or negative sayings we have for our own, artistic abilities, they're all internalized. It's that same internalized negativity which is our enemy within. And let's now use effective weaponry, which is the affirmative weapons. Let's use our ally within. We have a friend within us, and let's use the affirmations. Now let's understand about this. Let's please read.
You lie within affirmative weapons. As blocked creatives, we often sit on the sidelines critiquing those in the game. He's not so talented, we may say of a currently hot artist. And we may be right about that. All too often, it is audacity and not talent that moves an artist to center stage. As blocked creatives, we tend to regard these bogus spotlight grabbers with animosity. We may be able to defer to true genius, but if it's merely a genius for self promotion we are witnessing, our resentment runs high.
So one thing is stop looking at other people who are very talented and who are making themselves very successful. Do not look at them with, oh, it SIA all the time hogging spotlight. Don't say that because that will again block your creatives. So people who are into graphics or people who are architects or people who are artists, anyways, their creative blocks are comparatively more open because they are creating something. So, now let's not just say that, everyone's fine, yet we have some blockages. Louis Bogan says a very beautiful thing. I cannot believe that the inscrutable universe turns on an axis of suffering. Surely the strange beauty of the world must somewhere rest on pure joy. So, this is nothing but a joyful world. We have suffered enough. Now is the time to just unleash the artist within and find our own genius. Now, let's self promoting. Start promoting ourselves. Let's start witnessing our genius. Let's just start evolving. Please continue.
This is not just jealousy, it is a stalling technique that reinforces our staying stuck. We make speeches to ourselves and other willing victims. I could do that better if only. You could do it better if only you would let yourself do it. Affirmations will help you allow yourself to do it. An affirmation is a positive statement of positive belief, and if we can become one tenth as good as positive self talk as we are at negative self talk, we will notice an enormous change. Affirmations help achieve a sense of safety and hope. When we first start working with affirmations, they may feel dumb, hokey, embarrassing. Isn't this interesting? We can easily and without embarrassment bludgeon ourselves with negative affirmations. I'm not gifted enough, not clever enough, not original enough, not young enough. But saying nice things about ourselves is notoriously hard to do. It feels pretty awful at first. Try these and see if they don't sound hopelessly syrupy. I deserve love. I deserve fair pay. I deserve a rewarding creative life. I am a brilliant and successful artist. I have a rich creative talents. I am competent and confident in my creative work. Did you censor perk its nasty little ears up, eats up, ears up? Censors loathe anything that sounds like real self-worth. They immediately start up with the imposter routine. Who do you think you are? It's a it's it's as though our entire collective unconscious sat up late nights watching Walt Disney's 101 Dalmatians and practicing Cruella de Vil's delivery for scathing indictments. Just try picking an affirmation. For example, I dash am a brilliant and prolific potter, painter, poet, or whatever you are. Write that 10 times in a row. While you are busy doing that, something very interesting will happen. Your sensor will start to object. Hey, wait a minute. You can't say that or you can't say all that positive stuff around me. Objections will start to pop up like a burnt toast. These are your blurs. Listen to the objections. Look at the ugly, stumpy little blurs. Brilliant and prolific. Sure you are. Since when? Can't spell. You can call you call writer's block prolific? You're just kidding yourself. An idiot, grandiose. Who are you kidding? Who do you think you are? And so on. You will be amazed at the rotten things your subconscious will blurt out. Write them down. These blurts flag your personal negative core beliefs. They hold the key to your freedom in their ugly little claws. Make a list of your personal blurts. It's time to do a little detective work. Where do your blurts come from? Mom, dad, teachers? Using your list of blurts, scan your past for possible sources. At least some of them will spring violently to mind. One effective way to locate the sources is to time travel. Break your life into 5 year increments and list by name your major influences in each time block.
Very important to understand this, and this is very important. So we write our dreams, our affirmations, but then we just question ourselves that are we agreeing with it? So there's this devil also in us. If there's an angel in us, there's also a devil, and the devil will say, but you're none of these. So start writing, why are you none of these? Where did that situation come in your childhood? Divide, suppose you say you're 45 right now, say you're 50 right now. Divide them into 5 blocks of 10, 10, 10, 10. So UV is about 16. She'll divide them into a block of 3 years, and she'll just see where she can come to. So remember, where are your these little things are coming in your life from? Very important to see them. And time traveling is the best. Once you go back, you'll remember a lot of things. You'll say, yaad hi nahi hai, bachpan ki baatein yaad hi nahi hai. But when you actually ponder, you will remember, okay, this is where this person said, oh, you can't do this. तुम्हें तो math आती ही नहीं है. And that's why you have a huge mental block when it comes to math. Oh, math is something I can't do. So find your blocks. Let's read further. We can't hear you, Asmeet. Are you on mute or something?
Yes, I'm there. Paul had always wanted to be a writer, and yet, after a brief flurry of college creativity, he stopped showing his writing to anyone. Instead of short stories he dreamed of, he kept journal after journal, each following the last into a dark drawer far from praying eyes. Why he did this was a mystery to him until he tried working with affirmations and blurts. When Paul began writing his affirmations, he was immediately shaken up by an almost volcanic blast of disparagement. Disparagement. He wrote, I, Paul, am a brilliant and prolific writer. From deep in his unconscious, there erupted a spewing torrent of self-abuse and self-doubt. Torrent of self-abuse and self-doubt. It was numbingly specific and somehow familiar. You're just kidding yourself, a fool, no real talent, a pretender, a dilettante, a joke. Where did this core belief come from? Who could have said this to him? When? Paul went time traveling to look for the villain. He located him with great embarrassment. Yes, there was a villain, and an incident he had been too ashamed to share and air. A malevolent early teacher had first praised his work and then set about a sexual seduction. Fearful that he had somehow invited the man's attention, ashamed lest the work really be rotten too, Paul buried the incident in his unconscious where it festered. No wonder secondary motives were always a freer when someone praised film. No surprise he felt that someone could praise work and not mean it.
So just see what's happening. The child was abused in his childhood, and he thought that his work was just a sham, and he was just complimented because he attracted it somehow. You never know in time travel what will come out. Jerry Frankhorser says affirmations are like prescriptions for certain aspects of yourself you want to change. So please use this word of affirmations because it truly is very transformational. CJ Jung says the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. So let's start transforming ourselves by going into our past, finding our present, and understanding where we are from now. Let's read further.
Boiled down to its essentials, Paul's core negative belief was that he was only kidding himself that he could write. This belief had dominated his thinking for a decade. Whenever people complimented him on his work, he was deeply suspicious of them and their motives. He had all but robbed friends once they had expressed interest in his talents. He had certainly stopped trusting them. When his girlfriend Mimi expressed interest in his talents, he even stopped trusting her. Once Paul brought his monster up from the depths, he could begin to work with it. I, Paul, have a real talent. I, Paul, trust and enjoy positive feedback. I, Paul, have a real talent. Although such positive affirmations felt very uncomfortable at first, they rapidly allowed Paul the freedom to participate in the first public reading of his work. When he was widely praised, he was able to accept the good response without discounting it. Turn now to your own list of blurts. They are very important to your recovery. Each of them has held you in bondage. Each of them must be dissolved. For example, a blurt that runs, I, Fred, am untalented and phony, might be converted to affirmation, I, Fred, am genuinely talented. Use your affirmations after your morning pages. Also use any of the creative affirmations listed.
Thank you, Asmeet. You were brilliant as always, and thank you for reading. Very beautiful. So I'll take over from here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Shakti Gavan's book we've just finished, and she says, An affirmation is a strong positive statement that something is already so. So you want it to happen, so it's happening. So what do we do now? So there is a list of 20 affirmations. I'll quickly read so that you all understand that we can use any of these affirmations. You want, you can do a screenshot, or you have PDFs, you can screenshot that as well. Creative affirmations which we may use is, I am a channel for God's creativity and my work comes to good. My dreams come from God, and God has the power to accomplish them. As I create and listen, I will be led. Creativity is the Creator's will for me. My creativity heals myself and others. I am allowed to nurture my artist. Through the use of a few simple tools, my creativity will flourish or flourishes. To the use of my creativity, I serve God. My creativity always leads me to the truth and love. My creativity leads me to forgiveness and self forgiveness. There is a divine plan of goodness for me. There is a divine plan of goodness for my work. As I listen to the Creator within, I am led. As I listen to my creativity, I am led to my Creator. I am willing to create. I am willing to learn to let myself create. I am willing to let God create through me. I am willing to be of service through my creativity. I am willing to experience my creative energy. I am willing to use my creative talents. Now, what are our tasks? No, sir, we are back on that page. I haven't finished. Every morning, let's set our alarm clocks by half an hour early. I know you're already waking up early, so please see when do you want to do it. Get up and write 3 pages of longhand, stream of consciousness, morning writing. So now you have that book you already have. Today you start with that book. One page is enough. If you're writing continuously in that one page, it's more than enough. It's a free page. Your writing can be what you want. Just take down whatever's come into your mind. Longhand, just keep writing, keep writing. Please do not read it again. Do not reread these pages or allow anyone to read them. It's your private sanctuary. Not anyone should be reading it. Just you are writing. That's it. Ideally, stick these pages in a large manila envelope, or so just turn the page, please. Manila envelope, or hide them somewhere. Welcome to the morning pages. They will change you. So I don't know which page are you on. So आप तो पीछे चले गए. आगे आना था आपको. Yeah. This week, please be sure to work with your affirmations of choice and your blurts at the end of each day's morning pages. Convert all your blurts into positive affirmations. So आपके कुछ भी negative thoughts हैं, उनको आप positive affirmations में बदलेंगे. Number 2, take yourself on an artist date. You will do this every week for the duration of the course. A sample artist date is, take $5 and go to your local five and dime. Buy silly things like gold stick stars, tiny dinosaurs, some postcards, sparkly sequins, glue, a kit scissors, crayons. You might give yourself a gold star on your envelope each day you write, just for fun. So what you have to do is, artist date, you can fix Saturdays or Sundays or whenever, once a week, just go on an artist date and just enjoy silly things in life. Number 3, time travel, very important. List 3 old enemies of your creative self-worth. Please be as specific as possible in doing the exercise. Your historic monsters are the building blocks of your core negative beliefs. Yes, rotten sister Anna Rita from 5th grade does not count. And the rotten thing she said to you does matter. Put her in. So if somebody said something to you, remember that, write that down. That is your Monster Hall of Fame. More monsters will come to you as you work through your recovery. It's always necessary to acknowledge creative injuries and grieve them. Otherwise, they become creative scar tissue and block your growth. So please start doing this. Just don't, like, avoid it. Time travels, fourth point. Select and write out one horror story from your Monster Hall of Fame. You do not need to write long or much. You do not jot down whatever details come back to you. Your room you were in, the people looked at you, the way you felt, what your parents said or didn't say when you told about it. Include whatever rankles you about the incident. And then I remember she gave me this real fakey smile and patted my head. You may find it cathartic to draw a sketch of your old monster or to clip out an image that evokes the incident for you. So cartoon trashing your monster, or at least draw a nice red X through it. So now this is a time when your book will open up for you. You want to do some doodles, you want to write down something, please go for it. That's why they're blank pages that you as an artist can fill them up with your monsters, with your affirmations, with your limiting beliefs, with your time travel. Number 5, write a letter to the editor in your defense. Mail it to yourself. It is a great one to write this letter to the voice of your wounded artist child. Your little artistic child has suffered, right? So write a letter to him or her. To whom it may concern, Sister Ann Rita is a jerk and has big eyes, and I too can spell. So it's fun doing this, you know. So now you're addressing to yourself, oh, I just got affected by that person. That person didn't matter at all. Just write whatever crap you want to write about him or her, whoever troubled you, in a jokey fashion. Don't be so literal, just unleash yourself. Sixth, time travel. List 3 old champions of your creative self worth. This is your hall of champions, those who wish you and your creativity well. Be specific. Every encouraging word counts. Even if you disbelieve a compliment, record it. It may well be true. If you're stuck for compliments, go back through your time travel log and look for positive memories. When, where, and why did you feel good for yourself? Good about yourself? Who gave you affirmation? Additionally, you may wish to write the compliment out and decorate it. Post it near where you do your morning pages or on your dashboard of your car. I put mine on the chases of my computer to cheer me as I write. So you already have a book for this, please use that. Seventh, again, is about time travel. Select and write out one happy piece of encouragement. Write a thank you letter, mail it to yourself or the long lost mentor. Very important to do this as well. If you want to avoid, you may want to, but write a small letter if not a long one. 8. Imaginary lives. If you had 5 other lives to lead, what would you do in each of them? I would be a pilot, a cowhand, a physicist, a psychic, a monk. You might be a scuba diver, a cop, a writer of children's books, a football player, a belly dancer, a painter, a performing artist, a history teacher, a healer, a coach, a scientist, a doctor, a Peace Corps worker, a psychologist, a fisherman, a minister, an auto mechanic, a carpenter, a sculptor, a lawyer, a painter, a computer hacker, a soap opera star, a country singer, a rock and roll drummer. Whatever occurs to you, jot it down. Do not overthink this exercise. So, 5 things, imaginary lives, just write down what comes to you. So, the point of these lives is to have fun in them, more fun than you might be having in this one. So, look over your list and select one. Then do this for then do it this week. For instance, if you put down, then you pick up a guitar. If for instance, if you put this down and you pick up a guitar, if you dream of being a cowhand, what about some horseback riding? So just get that clear. Number 9, in working with affirmations and blurts, very often injuries and monsters swim back to us. Now, this is something to be very careful about. Add these to your lists as they occur to you. Work with each blurt individually. Turn each negative into an affirmative positive. Take your artist for a walk, the two of you. A brisk 20-minute walk can dramatically alter consciousness. So, what are we doing? Just walking by ourselves, absolutely nothing, me and my thoughts. And now, what is it? Where did I falter? What was my roadblock? How am I overcome it? Very important to understand. So, just turn back the page once more to verse 38. We had to read the sides. So Henry David Thoreau says, "Go confidently in the dream in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. As you simplify your life, the laws of the universe will be simpler. So please, let's start living the life we've imagined. Let's start simplifying our life. Let's start believing in attraction." So we were on that page, 38, I said. Robert Norwood says, "Make your own recovery the first priority in your life," says Robin Norwood. Sanjay sir, page number 38, 39, please.
Page number is not written over, that's why not.
सर लिखा हुआ है, लेफ्ट में टॉप में 36 लिखा हुआ है ना सर, तो आप टर्न करेंगे 38 आएगा ऑब्वियसली.
30. Okay. Yeah.
Stella Terrell says, Stella Terrell, so now I'm on page number 39 on the right hand side. I'm reading the last. Stella Terrell Mann says, "Every time we say, 'let there be' in any form, something happens." So please do not say let there be, just do whatever you want very openly. So now you can again turn to page number 40. So now what do we do? Check-ins. After we have done this, okay, everyone remembers the morning pages, 3 pages of long writing. वो आपको शुरू करना है. 3 pages जगह आप 1 page भी लिखेंगे, it's fine. Doodle भी लिखेंगे, it's fine. आपको time travel करना है, that's very important. Artist date पे जाना है, that's very important. You see how much you want this book to help you. थोड़ा भी करेंगे तो फायदा होगा. I would recommend you to do it fully. People who are very committed, who can't do it, at least do partially. चेक इन करेंगे हम हर मंडे नाइट को चेक इन करेंगे टू अंडरस्टैंड वेयर आर वी or every Tuesday when we have the assignment we can see where did we Tuesday will tick mark that how was week 1. You will do check-ins every week. Let's fix our check-ins on a Tuesday morning. If you're running your creative week Sunday to Sunday, do your check-ins on each Saturday. Remember that this recovery is yours. What you think is important, and it will become increasingly interesting to you as you progress. You may want to do check-ins in your morning pages notebook. Check-in means भरत भाई checking आपने क्या किया. हम रोज assignments करते हैं ना कि हमने check किया कि नहीं किया कि नहीं किया कि नहीं, वही check-ins हो गया. So पूरे हफ्ते का analysis करेंगे हम Tuesday morning के assignment में. If you're running your creative week, so yes, you may want to do check-ins in your morning page notebook. It's best to answer by hand and all allow about 20 minutes to respond. The purpose of check-ins is to give you a journal of your creative journey. It is my hope that you will later share the tools with others, and in doing so, find your own notes invaluable. Yes, I was mad in week 4. I loved week 5. So always write something about, when you're checking in, even make a memory, because your assignments on that Google form will get lost, but your check-ins in your book will always be there with you. First check-in is, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? आपको जो 1 page लिखना है writing का, whatever comes to your thought, how many times have you done beginning today? शुरू कर दीजिए आज से, it's always nicer. Or you want to finish on Tuesday morning, I'm okay. So if preferably before session, because after session a lot of thoughts have already come in. When you wake up in the morning, you're raw in your thoughts. So 7 out of 7, we always hope. How was the experience for you? Just write quickly how you felt. Number 2, did you do your artist date this week? Yes, of course, we always hope. And yet artist date can be remarkably difficult to allow yourself. What did you do? How did it feel? So if you want, you can start your artist date sharing on, the Facebook page, on your Sangha. I went on an artist date, I did this. It'll give people also an idea. And it'll also remind them, let's go for an artist date. So all the catalysts, please start reminding your groups on Fridays that we must go on a creative date. So weekend is a good time to go for an artist date. Number 3, were there any other issues this week that you would consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. So there could be issues coming up that, okay, I could not do this. And so maybe I ate too much and maybe had a bad stomach, and maybe a lot of your hidden devils will come out. Describe them, unleash them, grow with them. Claude M. Bristol says, undoubtedly we become what we envisage. So now I'm open for question answers. Please ask any questions that you may have. Sanjay sir, first we'll finish the question answers, then we'll do the heart thought, and then we'll conclude. So morning sessions before the session, definitely. We have to write morning pages every day. Yes, Shruti, every single morning we wake up to writing a morning page. Negative thoughts, or if we write in past tense, is fine. Yes, it's fine. And we just write that what are the stumbling blocks and what affirmations do we write instead. And we work on them. And if somebody did something detrimental wrong with us, anybody's done anything wrong with us, we start writing a letter to ourselves that, okay, he was funny. Why did I let him work so much on me? So that we feel better and we feel healed. Every morning meditation followed by morning page. Yes, that'll be nice. Sakshi, you wake up to manifestation and you, conclude that. So now for this week, I would request you to just say thank you by large in your meditation, and not spend time in the morning gratitude. That you can do later, or just write pointers for gratitude. Even that's fine. Or even do lotus of gratitude. Even that's fine. I'm going to include back lotus of gratitude in this week now onwards, because it's very important to do this for this journey. Yes. So any questions? All right. Can I give you a sample page of what, Amit? You mean the morning pages? Morning pages are anything that comes to your mind, anything that comes. जो भी दिमाग में आए वो लिखना है आपको. Shall we write artist, date, and time travel in morning page only? Yes. Keep that one book for this. Nobody stopped me to fulfill my dreams but myself. So what? So yeah, you are the stumbling block. And आपको लग रहा है कि आपको किसी ने stop नहीं किया प्रकाश, but किसी ने कुछ ऐसा बोला है जिससे आप stop हो गए थे. Somebody has said something to you, otherwise nobody can ever stop. So get that, remember, go back in the memory. You have blocked yourself. So please understand, somebody has told you something. I still don't know what to write. Ritu, just write whatever comes to your mind in the morning. Whatever comes to your mind in the morning. Can the same person be one of our champions and one of our enemies? Yes, of course. Yes, Niriksha, very much. The same person can be your champion. The same person could be your enemy. Yes, very much. It is possible that he has complimented you, encouraged you, and he's also told you it's possible nahi hai. Okay, any further questions? एंड प्लीज अगर कंफ्यूजन भी है जस्ट फॉलो योर मॉर्निंग पेजेस. शुरू करिए, अपने आप आपके आर्टिस्ट के आपके ब्लॉग्स खत्म हो जाएंगे. अभी नहीं भी समझ में आ रहा है तो समझ में आ जाएगा. बहुत जज शुरुआत में नहीं करें अपने आप को. डोंट जज योरसेल्फ टू मच. लेट द मैजिक अनफोल्ड. जस्ट स्टार्ट राइटिंग द मॉर्निंग पेजेस. अपने आप सब कुछ हो जाएगा. And artists, it is go something and do something silly that which makes you have fun, whatever. Even if that's going in the rain and just splashing in the water and jumping and taking a rain shower, whatever. So just do something which will release your blockages. Sanjay sir, we can have the heart thought now. And any questions? Yes, good Radhika, you did the morning pages today. You are anyways a fast student. So how wonderful. All right. Energy. It's all about energy. I am healthy and filled with energy. Feel that bounce in your step. See your shining eyes. The radiant you is right here. Claim it. If this is not a cue for all of us, what is? You're reading this artist book, and this book says, feel that bounce in your step. See your shining eyes. It's all about going inwards. I am healthy and filled with energy. Nisha, please read for us.
I am healthy and filled with energy. I know and affirm that my body is a friendly place to live. I have respect for my body and I treat it well. I connect with the energy of the universe and I allow it to flow through me. I have wonderful energy. I am radiant, vital, and alive.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. All right, Shivani, thank you, Sanjay sir, for showcasing this book. Yes, morning pages could be like a diary, but just write whatever. In diary, what is happening is you're writing about yesterday. And the morning pages, whatever is coming to your mind. It doesn't have to be relevant at all. It could be gibberish also. It could be something which is absolutely silly. कुछ भी लिख देना है. कुछ सीरियल समझ में आया कल, अगर आप लोग टीवी देखते हैं, कुछ सीरियल का कहानी समझ में आया, कुछ भी, जिससे भी, just writing. It's aimless writing. It's not meaningful writing. Get that very clear, Shivani, and everyone. Morning pages is not to be shared. Morning pages is not to be made sense. No, morning pages is not a dream journal. Morning pages is just something which you're writing, anything that you're writing. So very important to just write anything and everything, whatever comes to your mind. Are we clear about this? It's not a diary. It's not gratitude. It's not a dream journal. It is anything that comes to your mind. Anything. It doesn't have to make sense. और हमें पढ़ना भी नहीं है. अगर हम पढ़ेंगे हमने क्या लिखा है तो हम जज करेंगे अपने आप को. Broken English, broken Hindi, कुछ भी, scribbling, yes, anything, कुछ भी आए. Scribbling तो फिर भी समझ में नहीं आता. Scribbling तो हम कुछ भी लिख देते हैं. यहाँ कुछ तो लिखना है. या शोले का स्टोरी आएगा पंजाबी एग्जाम में तो आपने वो लिख दिया, वो भी लिख दीजिए. एनीथिंग लिख दीजिए. So Ravi and Chandra, we have this book, Abhivyakti Expressions. One page is enough. So the original book of Julia Cameron, it is a tiny little page. So उसको मिलाकर आपका एक पेज हो जाता है ये वाला. आपको और लिखना है, और लिख लीजिए. कोई एफर्मेशन माइंड में है, आ रही है, वो भी डिटेल्स में लिख सकते हैं. लिख लो, कुछ भी लिख लो, बट वापस पढ़ना नहीं है, ये समझ जाना सब लोग. Nobody has to write something. Are we clear about this, everyone? So, all right. I'll quickly do a gratitude meditation so that all of us can just start a day with gratitude. Let's close our eyes. Back straight. Postures to be checked. Let's inhale in love. Feel the love pulsating in your body. Inhale in light. Feel the light flooding your body. See yourself standing in a very safe space. Release your burdens and pain and fear. Release old negative patterns and addictions. See them falling away from you. Then see yourself standing in your safe place with your arms wide open, saying, I am open and receptive. Willing to declare for yourself what you want, not what you don't want. See yourself whole and healthy and at peace. See yourself filled with love. And in this space, feel your connection with other people in the world. Let the love in you go from heart to heart. And as your love goes out, know that it comes back to you multiplied. Send comforting thoughts to everyone and know that these comforting thoughts are returning to you. On this planet, we can be in a circle of hate, or we can choose to be in a circle of love and healing. I choose to be in a circle of love. I realize that we all want the same things: to be peaceful, to express ourselves creatively in ways that are fulfilling. See the world becoming an incredible circle of love. Let's be grateful for our life that we've had. Be grateful for our present. And be grateful for our future. Let's be grateful for the journey we've had with our blocks, because now we can change the blocks into a learning tree. We can write about them, change their beliefs into positive by affirming. The positive beliefs will make us unleash the artist within us. Thereby, we will be evolving holistically. Gratitude for the life that we are creating now, in this very moment. Gratitude for the life that is now going to be in the future. Grateful for that. Ever so grateful. With these positive gratitude notions and feelings and emotions, let's bow down our heads in gratitude towards Mother Nature, planet Earth, expressing our deep felt gratitude towards life and towards universe. Let's open our hands. Thank our universe for having our backs. Thank the divinities, angels and guardians and the cosmos for including us in the Leela, blessing us, showing us magical cues, a layer all around us, keeping us away from all negativity. Because as we unleash our negative beliefs, we're inviting positive beliefs and we are growing. Let's expand our angel hearts. We are yes people. Yes for making our life magical. We are open and receptive to all the goodness, love, creativity, and abundance in the universes. We are one on a mission of evolving. We are people in progress. We are love. We are light. Fold your hands together, rub them together, feel the energy, bless your head, your face, your ears, your neck, your shoulders, your arms quickly, upper back, middle back, spinal cord, lower back, hips, chest, lungs, heart, stomach, liver, intestines, gallbladder, uterus, kidneys, sexual organs, excretory organs, legs up to down, heels, soles, toe finger, nails come back up. Let's thank the trillions of cells in our body, our blood circulation system, muscles, tissues, fibers, glands, bones, and our skin. Dearest beautiful body, thank you for working on your optimum best. And now I'm sharing my love and light. Let each one of us prosper to be an artist. Nehal, Poonam, Pratima ji, Yanji Usha ji, Siddharthan Vandana, Jitendra ji, Reena, Meenu, Mitu, Prashant, Rigu and Naveen, Neha, Rima, Nitin, Radhika, Sakshi, Hina, Shami and Ankur, Sailesh and Arona, Badrinath, Sapna, Prakash and Jigisha, Ruchika, Asmeet, Nisha, Sunita, Ravi and Chandra, Ankita, Mudita, Shelly, Mehek, Sanya, Shweta, Priya, Ashish, Richa, Ankur, Bhuvan, Ritu, Niriksha, Prachi, Yashvi, Sangeeta, Shalu, Harpreet, Bharat Bhai, Rashmi, Rashi, Nikita, Neelam, Shubhra, Pooja, Parul, Shivani, Shruti, Sakshi, Shivangi, Seema, Disha, Karishma, Kripa, Richa, Alifia, Yuvi, Shilpa, Puneet, Meenakshi, Monica, Neetu, Amit, Peena, Kuldeepji, Shivani, Kavita, Neha, Anika. Sanjay sir, and to everyone here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining this magical day, this terrific day. And let's start writing our reflections. You can start tomorrow morning and take your contract on Tuesday and see where have you reached. You can start today. But Tuesday we do analysis. So thank you, Asmeet, for reading so beautifully. Thank you, Nisha, for reading the heart thought. And thank you, Sanjay sir, for the session. Thank you, Amrita, for the assignments. And thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow on Wednesday. And I really hope कुछ नहीं भी समझ में आए तो हम कुछ लिखेंगे because लिखना है. It doesn't have to be meaningful. Just write and let the course evolve. Of course, each one of us will be talking and discussing and sharing on the WhatsApp. So let's more power to all of us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Take care, love, light, and blessings for each one.